This is the multi-passionate shame paradox. This is your biggest creative block in your business and your creative projects, whatever it is you happen to do. And it's really sneaky and it's very subconscious. So you're probably unaware that you're actually doing this. So let me get into it and let me explain what it is and how you can get out of it. So the shame paradox, as I say, we are conditioned into finding our one true calling. So we live in a neurotypical society where we're told to follow the traditional path, to pick one thing and focus on it, to niche down, to specialize. And of course, we cannot do this because we're generalists. We're multi-passionate people. So for us, we cannot niche down to one thing because then we get FOMO about all our other skills, right? You're very familiar with this, I know. So, but nonetheless, we try to do this because this is what we've been socially programmed and conditioned to do. So when we fall in love with a new project or career path, we do go out and we tell everyone. We go, hey, we finally found the thing. Yay! And we are so enthusiastic. We're just bursting with enthusiasm and we love it so much. We can feel it in our bones. And then over a period of time, either very quickly or slowly, we get bored and quit and we feel extremely foolish and shameful because naturally we've told everyone we found our thing. And then really, basically we told them we found our one true love, and now we've realized it's actually a whole holiday romance, and we're now beating ourselves up with shame because we feel foolish. We feel like we've been silly again, right? And people are rolling their eyes at us, okay? So what happens is, to avoid further shame, we don't fully commit to new projects. So we hold back, we say, hey, okay, that's what we're going to do. I don't want to go through the shame again. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give 100% effort here because we feel that somehow that's going to feel less shameful. And this is very common. This happens in professional sports a lot. In professional tennis, they call it tanking the game. So when Andre Agassi or Pete Sampras were getting beat, what they did is they stopped trying so hard. So they weren't actually going for everything. And the reason for that is that they knew they were going to lose the game. And this way, subconsciously, they could blame on their lack of effort as opposed to their talent. And this is ego preservation, and it's exactly the same here. So the reason we don't give 100% to our creative projects is because we think then what happens if we give 100% and it doesn't work, then it's our talent, then we are not good enough. Whereas if we only put in 90% or 80% effort, what we then can blame is, oh, I didn't give it 100% effort, right? So again, this is an ego preservation, and it's super, super sneaky, but it's very insidious, and it chips away at your confidence over a period of time, okay? So what means here is that failure becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you're not giving 100% effort, then the chances of you succeeding is massively diminished, and therefore it becomes a failure, which makes it even more shameful. You think, oh no, it's another failure. And again, this is why it chips away at your confidence over a period of time. I've had clients in their 70s still in this cycle. I've been doing this for over 30 years, in both in the music industry and in the creator economy. So I see this all the time. And what happens is, in worst case scenarios, we lose our confidence and we stop trying new projects altogether. So this is what you would call avoidance behavior. You think, well, look, I keep failing, so what's the point even trying? And this is learned helplessness. So if you're here, you're at a point where you have failed so many different times, you no longer believe that you have the talent or the capability or you're good enough to succeed, and that's not true. What it actually is that you're not giving it 100%. So if something is not immediately successful, you then flip-flop off to the next thing, and then to the next thing, and next thing, and what you're doing is you're just not getting traction. So how do we get out of this? Well, you have to rebuild trust in your ability to start and finish projects. So you would start something really small. So when I was going to say transitioned out of the music industry, when I crashed out of the music industry after 28 years as an artist manager, there was a long time for maybe 12, 18 months where I was just stuck spinning my wheels in this, basically the shame paradox. And how I got out of it was just by, instead of doing these massive goals, going, hey, I'm going to start the Substack, I'm going to get 10,000 followers, or I'm going to start a TikTok and get 150,000. I've got both of those things, but I didn't have that set out as an intention. I started small creative experiments. So I said, I'm going to write and publish 4 Substack articles in 4 weeks. And I did that, and I enjoyed it, so I continued for another 4 weeks, another 4 weeks. And for the first 8 months, I only had 200 readers, right? And that was just subscribers. They weren't actually readers. And then over a period of time, I went viral, I got into social media, and now I've got 11,000. TikTok was the same. I really didn't want to do TikTok because of my fear of cringe, my fear of being seen, perceived, my fear of being perceived. All those things were huge blocks for me. However, I convinced myself that I needed to do a 30-day challenge, so 30 videos in 30 days. And after day 31, I had my first viral video. And then since then, I've had tens of millions of views, hundreds of clients, multiple 6-figure business, etc., etc. And it was all because I rebuilt my self-trust and got out of the shame paradox and went to face my cringe, okay? So this is something that you can do. You can totally get out of this. If you need any help, I can help you with this. But basically, if you want to do this on your own, you have to set yourself tiny, tiny little creative goals, little experiments, and just start and finish in them, okay? So I hope this helps. Peace out.